Alright, what's going on, guys? Gdoggcasey here, getting ready for another episode of Final Fantasy XIV, a leveling series. Let's go ahead and turn the UI back on. And we're just about to get started with this video. So where we last left off, we were doing some things with the Marauder Guild, and I told you guys we would be focusing on catching up there, because we're a little bit behind. So we are going to do that. It doesn't look like there's anywhere to actually teleport here, but luckily we can actually just use the Aethernet shard to go to the lower La Nausea gate and get started from here. Just wanted to say a huge thanks to Cassie and her boyfriend for providing me with some extra goodies in the game. Again, it's not something that I expect from anybody, but people are just sort of throwing stuff at me here, so I really appreciate it. I got a smooth, cool loan of 100,000 gil, so we'll be able to just teleport everywhere we need to be and do that kind of stuff. As well as maybe pick up some things that are very important in terms of leveling, or, you know, getting certain gear that we might need before we start doing dungeons, because it's important that we have the right gear for doing dungeons. People are talking about me here, and it's embarrassing. So I'm going to say hello. Because we're on Thamriel's server, or Thamriel's free company, he's like a pretty good... He's a pretty good YouTuber out there that's got a big following, like much bigger than mine. So he was just asking, because we were talking a little bit before we started, and they were giving me some stuff, and a couple people said some nice things about my videos, and now he's like, oh, somebody's making videos. So that's what he's saying down there. But he's a really cool guy. Definitely check him out as well. If you haven't, I mean, if you found me though, I feel as though you must have found him already. So. That said, I'll try to remember to put his channel in the description down below, because it's a nice thing to do. But our class quest has us coming up over here, and we're going to be, I don't know, inspecting this megalocrab nest. I'm probably having to kill one of them, I imagine. It's nighttime again. 1:03 a.m. server time, so we're getting pretty used to that though, aren't we? Okay, so something happened there, and it looks like we're going to come over here now. Yeah, some people are talking about how the story is worth recording, and definitely the story is... Here's the thing about the story. Like, I agree that it's worth recording. However, there are parts of it that are going to be really tough to get through. And it's mostly the beginning stuff, because a lot of it is like... You know, you're Eorzea's bitch, basically. You go around doing everything for everybody, and if you read the entire story, it's mostly just things like, oh, you need to collect this wine for my festival, and, you know, it's like a lot of stuff that just doesn't really seem all that great. But I think that it is, once you get to, like, level 50, and especially once you get to the Heaven Sword stuff, it is absolutely amazing. And one of the best stories I've ever been a part of. So, oh, I'm not... Oh, they had to sync my level down, so I don't have access to Overpower. In this situation, I would be using Overpower, because these enemies are generally pretty weak. So, an AoE ability like Overpower would get me by pretty well here against these dudes, but... It's a lower level quest, so we don't have access to it. But that's all good. We don't actually need it. Oh my god, do I ever wish I had it, though? Because these dudes would melt to it. But yeah. Once again, huge thanks to those of you guys who are, like, giving me stuff in-game. But you guys know it's not like I expected or anything like that, and, you know, as much as I appreciate it, it's not something you need to do, but I know you already know that, and I look forward to one day being in a position where I'll be able to give back. Oh my god, how many of these crabs are there? Okay, there we go. Oh, you know what I just realized? My volume... I forgot to readjust my volume settings, so I'm sorry. Let me fix that. I finally found like a good sort of setup for my volume settings, but then when I'm not recording, I tend to turn the volume down a little bit, so we're going to turn that back up. And now we can finally head back to the Marauder Guild. But yeah, when I play on my own, I tend to turn the volume down, and I'll throw on like a YouTube series on the second monitor and just sort of pay more attention to that than I do to the gameplay. But for obvious reasons, we can't really do that while we're recording a Let's Play video. Look at the sky here in La Nausea. It's awesome. Some people talking about Final Fantasy XIII down here. It's funny, because I think Final Fantasy XIII gets like a lot of flack, but I actually think that it's aged pretty well. The story is, you know, like, I think the story is good, but I actually haven't finished it. I've gotten fairly close to the end, I think, or maybe it would be closer to actually, like, 3/4 of the way through. And there were some moments in there that I thought were really cool. One thing that I found really enhanced my experience with Final Fantasy XIII was using the Japanese dubs. The Japanese dubs was... It made it much better. It added a lot more emotion to the voice actors. I feel like the voice actors were much better in Japanese. There's a couple characters in 13 specifically that I'm not the biggest fan of when it comes to voice acting. Vanille, to be specific, but also Hope. Hope was alright. I like Snow. I like Lightning was fine. But there's a few of them that, you know, didn't quite do all that well. But when you put it to Japanese, and you can't really understand the words they're saying, then it gives them a lot more leeway for voice acting, I found. And it makes it better, in my opinion. So, you know, the story's alright. It's just some of the characters were tough to sort of care about, and that's something that some people probably have a lot of trouble dealing with from start to finish of that game. We got a nice looking piece of armor set here. So finally starting to look like we're wearing the type of armor we should be in terms of heavy armor. Very happy with that. And we got some quest here to turn in. I don't specifically remember this one. It's a level 9 quest. We'll turn it in. And none of this is any good, so we'll take the money. Okay. So why do we have this quest here? Wave of Destruction, oh, it's a blue quest. Oh, wait, that's the level 10, yeah, it's level 10 Marauder quest. So let's go ahead and do that, because that's the one that we're supposed to be doing. So we're going to go over to the Aetheryte Shard and then just click on over. Nothing special about the storyline of Final Fantasy VII, huh? We're gonna go to Lower La Nausea. And I'm gonna chime in here. Just adding to the conversation there. Not something I'll try not to do that too often in our videos here, but I just wanted to mention that. Wait, am I in the wrong spot? I'm supposed to go to middle La Nausea gate, or not? I don't know. I think I might just have to run up here. Yeah, so one guy mentioned that the Final Fantasy VII story didn't really catch him that much. Agreed on too short. That is stuff we can talk about later. I definitely don't want to I don't want to drop any spoilers on the Warriors of Darkness, because if there was anything that I wanted to preserve for my story playthrough, then that's that. I don't know. Something about the Warriors of Darkness and the Warriors of Light in this specific world really, just really drew me in. And I think it's because, like, it all starts with the opening cutscene of the game. And you see, like, they're talking about they're showing you the calamity that happened, or the big war. And then they, they summoned, it looks like Bahamut. I think it is Bahamut. And he basically, like, destroys the world almost, right? Or at least, like, totally ravages the entire area, and millions of people die. And you see these heroes, and they're fighting, and they seem to be winning on their end, but everyone else around them is losing. So they're losing the war, but these heroes are sort of winning their little battles out in the field. And I don't know what it is about them, but they, their characters, without even saying any words, I just found myself drawn to them. Like, you got the leader of the group, who was the warrior, and then you got the paladin dude, who was like the big Rogadin. And the little white mage Lalafell is adorable. And you see them battling it out, and then you see them sort of get teleported away from the battle when everything is about to go south. And all of a sudden it looks like they're in Eorzea. So you don't really know much about them. You don't know their names. You don't even really... You hear about the Warriors of Light as you go through the beginning quest. And I think... I'm not sure if it's implied that you should know who they're talking about or not. But I was starting to get the gist that that's who they were. And then it's like, for 55 levels of gameplay, you basically never really hear about them. But then there's more cutscenes. When Heavensward came out, those, the one guy anyway, comes back into the cutscene, or into the opening cutscene of Heavensward, and you see he's back, so you start to wonder, like, is this guy actually important at all? Looks like we're going back to the Marauders Guild. But yeah, anyway, I said I wasn't going to spoil it, so I'm not really going to try to spoil it, but just sort of trying to, like, set the stage for why I cared about it so much. Because even without knowing about them, and then there was, I've spoken about Distant Worlds before in the past. They're like an orchestra that focuses very heavily, if not solely, on Final Fantasy music. And there is a video on YouTube of an entire concert of theirs, and I've watched it like 100 times. And there's a song that they play called Navigator's Glory. And Navigator's Glory used to be the theme song for Limsa Lominsa before, in Final Fantasy XIV 1.0. The first MMO that came out that they actually scrapped because it was received terribly. Apparently it was a really awful game. So they scrapped the whole thing, and then they made A Realm Reborn. So now we turn that in, we gotta come over here and complete it over here. So they scrapped it, and I don't even think that song is in the game anymore. It's literally just, the songs that we're hearing now when we're in La Nacia, or Limsa Lominsa, which are good songs, but I think that Navigator's Glory is better even than the songs that they have now. But that's personal opinion on the song. But in the cutscene that they're playing on the big screen during that concert, it's just another battle with these heroes. And they're fighting a Marlborough, or at least a variation of a Marlborough, like a gigantic plant with like a big mouth that's got a whole bunch of teeth in there, and he uses bad breath. It's like a staple monster in the Final Fantasy series. Not just Final Fantasy XIV, but pretty much all the games have some variation of a Marlborough in there or not. And even in that little cutscene, you just sort of see them battling this thing, and you see them working together, and again, they're not even saying anything, but for some reason I was just really drawn to those characters. And then they come back, and then they actually do make an appearance in the actual MMO and in the game, and you meet them and talk to them, and then everything just gets amazing from there. So yeah, that's where I'll stop. I could talk about that forever, but I'll try not to. Because eventually I will be releasing videos of that part of the game, and then that's when we can talk about it forever. Okay, I'm trying to get up here. Jesus. I mean, if they want to keep coming down to me, I'm fine with that as well. Oh. Didn't realize I was paralyzed there. Actually, another thing we should do is eat some food. Try to remember to do that, which I always forget. So it looks like we're just sort of wandering around and defeating random creatures at these different spots. For the Marauder class quest. A plane strider, huh? They have plane striders in WoW. They definitely don't breathe fire, that's for sure. They're more like ostriches in WoW. Okay. Put a little overpower together. It's not going to be too effective when we only have 2 enemies, though. Oh. Thought I was done. Guess I'm not. Okay, back to the Marauders Guild. Still some more teleporting. Wait, am I teleporting? Oh. Oh, whoops. That's right. Oh man, just one of those other times where I just feel like I have to say I'm so happy to be back playing this game. Looks like they're talking about how Final Fantasy XII and Final Fantasy XIV could be connected. That's not something that I actually ever thought about. My knowledge of Final Fantasy XII is that it takes place in a world called Ivalice. And Ivalice is brought back in the Final Fantasy world by Final Fantasy Tactics. Like, those two games share the same world, I think, or at least the same name of the world, but I'm not sure if they literally are the same world or not. But I wasn't aware of any sort of connections to Final Fantasy XIV. Unless there's something that came out towards the end of the Stormblood expansion that I didn't know was going to happen. Okay. Alright, so we're all caught up with the Marauder class quest now. We've just completed our level 10 quest. So next time we'll be coming through for the level 15 quest, which means we can go back to focusing on the main story and stop bouncing all over the world here. We'll actually do some real questing now. And it's daytime, hooray! So we're delivering the reclaimed farm tools to this dude. I won't even try to say his name, to be honest. And then we're heading back here. Okay, I'm getting ready to be done with this area. But I know we will be done with it soon. I'm not too worried about it. Am I going to be able to get up this way? Probably not. Probably should have just ran to the bridge, but I decided not to do that. Ugh. There we go. We're having a little bit of coordination trouble today. Oh, I totally forgot too. I was going to mention that I apologize, by the way, for not releasing a video yesterday. The weather where I live now, I'm in Peterborough in Canada, and in September, typically it starts to get a little cooler outside. And also in my building that I live in, they wanted us to remove the air conditioning by September 11th, or else we were going to end up being billed for an extra month of usage for it, and I did not want to do that. So on the weekend, we took out the air conditioner, and you know, it was sort of cool on the weekend, so it seemed like the right time. But literally the day after, we had, I wouldn't call it a heat wave because it's not really a heat wave, but to me it felt like a heat wave, and it was like a summer day, and it's been staying that way for a long time. So yesterday, on my split shift, before I came home, I actually just ran over to a friend's house because he was giving away some books that he had, and I saw some that I liked, so I picked those up. And if we want to talk about some books, I can talk about some books for sure, but I picked up like 25 books from his house and then carried them home. I had a bag, obviously, but it was a pretty heavy bag, and it was really hot outside, and I was wearing like a heavy t-shirt. So yeah, it was a t-shirt, but it's made of like heavy cotton, and it's a black shirt as well, so it was just like the sun was just beaming down on me. I was sweating like mad. It was like humid out, and just basically overall just a really hot summer day. And we didn't have any air conditioning in the house anymore, so I came all the way upstairs. I'm sweating like mad. All I wanted was an air-conditioned room. And it would have just made me feel so much better, but there was no AC. So I got home, and I was just like, I took a shower, and that kind of helped, but not really. And I just really wasn't feeling recording, which, you know, had nothing to do with me being bored of the game or anything like that. It was like, literally, I just physically couldn't do it. Because in this room, the air doesn't really flow very well. So I didn't record a video yesterday, so I apologize for that, but it is starting to turn around. The weather's starting to get a little nicer, and this room specifically that I'm in is, like I said, air doesn't flow that well. So I have the window open today trying to increase that airflow. And if you guys hear any outside sounds, I'm not even going to hear them because I have my headphones on, so I apologize for that. I mean, a whole fight could break out outside and I probably wouldn't even notice. But I can feel a nice breeze coming in through the window, so you know, that's how we're gonna do it. Yeah, see, you just mentioned Evilise is literally out of Final Fantasy. I wonder if they do mention Evilise in this game at all. I just ran by the quest giver, by the way. I have no idea. That's approaching some spoiler type stuff that even I don't really want it. Because as heavy as I went in on Stormblood when it came out, I actually did not finish the main story, so there's still things that I need to get caught up on over there. And that might not happen for a long time. Wait. Okay, I think I remember this quest. They want me to go down here. But yeah, so like I said, the weather's starting to turn around now, so you probably won't have too many more days like that where I come home just knowing right off the bat that recording an episode's not going to happen, because it's getting cooler, and I'm happy with that. I'm the type of person that... Oh, you went that way? I'm the type of person that thrives in fall weather, and I think a lot of people are like that too, so I'm not trying to say, like, I'm special, because I like fall more than every other season, because I think... I would wager that the majority of people are actually like that. Here we go. So we actually have some story stuff happening here. let's bring him over here, where there's no, like, rushing waterfall, so I can barely hear myself think. So if you start the game in Ul'dah, or Gridania, or Limsa, you will find yourself with a instance like this where you're battling a clay golem. Holy rushing water. Jesus. It's so loud. I'm looking at the equalizer there, and I guess it's not that loud, but... There is our conjurer that we met earlier in the game. That is Y'shtola. He's a very important character in the story. And this is where we're finally starting to get ourselves noticed, at least a little bit. So, the general gist of it is that, you know, we've been doing quests here and there, and our name is starting to get a little bit recognizable. So much so that Y'shtola has noticed us. And Y'shtola is part of a larger group that plays probably the most major role in the whole game, so... We're getting noticed a little bit now. We're gonna be done with the bitch work. Eventually. Not quite. Maybe in about 40 levels. Okay, what are we doing now? Going back to Limsa then to speak to Betaron. I'm saving my teleportation tickets until I need to start traveling from city to city. That's when it's going to get much more expensive. I think it's the Aft Castle that I'm going to. So we're level 12, and right now we're doing level 9 main story quest. So we're a little bit over leveled. Depending on the situation, we might start skipping. Oh, come on. We might start skipping side quests. I'm not sure I'm ready to do that just yet, but soon enough. Alright, there we go. So we're unlocking in rooms here. That's why I can't skip this stupid cutscene. And leaves. Sky left, huh? Back over to Summerford Farms once again. I suppose now it's going to get us on this half of the zone, and then we'll be done with it soon enough. It's just a little jump, dude. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll probably do the side quest there as well. That was the one I was thinking about running to in the last episode, so... guess it made sense to leave it. But yeah, the early side quests will help you to fill out like all your different spots here. I'm already pretty full now, so I don't necessarily need to do them so I can get gear, but the experience is good enough, I guess. And some of the gear will be better. I mean, I was about to just run through that whole group of pirates, but I still have a level 1 ring on here that I guess could be replaced, and these are pretty low level accessories. Of course, we got the Alamigan earrings. I can't even remember how I got those. Something tells me it had something to do with the Stormblood storyline, but I actually can't really remember, so I don't know. Oh yeah, and as we level up, we should, there we go. These have intelligence on them, but I guess they're better. There we go. We've already replaced them. It looks like just color swaps too, but I guess that's really important. The blue pants give you extra strength, the yellow pants give you extra intelligence. That's just the way it is. Alright, what do we got here? Okay, a few things to do here. And then we gotta run up over there as well. And over here too. Okay. Gonna kill some more crabs. And water sprites. Oh, cool. These are part of my hunting log as well. Damn it, I was trying not to do that. So we've completed our hunting log for levels 1 to 10. Is this guy gonna be worth fighting? I don't think so. Oh, we got somebody else here, though. So now it might be. Is that a samurai? Looks like it. There we go. Doing fates is a really good way to get experience if you're just sort of grinding. I just get kind of tired of them after a while. I don't know why. Doing fates is something that's not really my favorite thing to do, even though I totally recognize them as a very valid leveling option, especially for your other classes when you've already done all the quests around. So, every once in a while, we will be doing them. Especially once you get your challenge log as well, which we'll cover once we actually get it. We got ourselves a new belt for our troubles. And now we're gonna go bait some buzzards. Hey, there we go, level 13. We're doing some good work. So we're going to turn this in. We'll see if he has another quest for us. You never really know. These people can spew out quests non-stop sometimes, but it looks like we're done. So now we're going to be delivering a couple things, and I have a feeling we're going to deliver these. We're going to come here, we're going to run all the way up here, and then it's going to ask us to run all the way back and turn it in. I think. There's a chance of that. Hopefully not, but I guess we'll see. Okay, sprint on up. Got a bit of a run in front of us here. The Boy Who Cried Jackal is the name of this fate up here. We're gonna just skip this fate. Don't hit me. Damn it. You hit me. And there it is. Gotta run all the way back. Thank you, Final Fantasy. That Storm Private just died right there. I could have saved him too. Alright, buddy, where do you want me to go next? Really? See this? See what it did? Okay, so let's bring the map up nice and big here. So, we started here. He wanted us to run here, and then run here, and then run back to turn it in, and now he's got us running over here. It's ridiculous, man. It's just running. Final Fantasy running. Nah, but really, I love this game. For the couple flaws it has, it does amazingly well in other aspects of it. Alright, this Jackal is gonna have to die. No doubt about it. Hostile presence. Oh, cool, okay. So now it's got us going to Swift Perch. So there's a new crystal here, so we're at least making some sort of, like, exploration type progress here. Which is good, and I think Swift Perch is where we're going to be doing our first leave quest. And that'll be cool. Actually, we have, like, the perfect amount of time here left in this video to do that leave. And to do our first ever guild test as well. Ah, here we go. So this is where I didn't realize that when we hit level 13, we're going to start being able to use some of the gear that people have been giving me. So this axe is something that was crafted by Cassie, I think. Does it say? Yeah, Nora Bell. That's actually Cassie. It was crafted by her and given to me. So it's pretty neat because I can't move my mouse here. I don't know if there's a way to hold that open. I actually thought there was a way. Is it shift? No. I think there's a way where you can leave the tooltip open, but I can't remember. But down at the bottom under where it says sells for 18, you can see the name of the person who crafted it. Which is pretty cool. Like, I can turn around and sell this. Well, maybe not now that I'm using it. But you could sell it, and then it can, you know... It can go to anybody, but they'll always be able to see your name there. Alright, so first what we're going to do... Attune to this crystal. We pick up these Chocobo Keep quests as well. They're not actually quests, they just allow us to take a Chocobo ride over to that person. Kind of like a flight path in WoW. It's basically the exact same thing. Alright, we'll take the money. I could have sworn it was here that we were supposed to do our first leave. I'm pretty sure this guy gives it to us, but maybe I'm wrong about that? Oh, we're gonna do Farmer of Fortune up here. Uncover the buried casket of riches. Oh, won't let me control the camera the way I want here. That's weird. There we go. We got it. It's a pretty dope looking axe though. Check this out. That's one thing that excites me about being a Marauder / Warrior is that their axes are badass. So I'm really looking forward to leveling this dude up and getting some of the really cool armor and weapons later on. Because I think warriors are some of the most badass classes in this game. I'm always going to be a paladin at heart, just because I really like sword and shield style. But you'd be a fool to not acknowledge the badassery of the Marauder and the warrior. Alright, we got a few more things to do out here. Another Fate is sort of in the middle of all of our stuff. If there's somebody else doing the Fate, I'll do it with them. I don't really have a problem with that. Oh, these fat dodos are on our list for our hunting log, so we'll take care of them as well. So I thought I was going to be doing the leave and the guild hest in this episode, but apparently not. I guess we have to either finish a certain amount of the main story quest before that unlocks, or something else, I don't know. Or maybe I'm thinking about the wrong spot. I thought it was here that we do our first leave, but I could be wrong about that. Yeah, no, I'm not doing the dodo egg thing. Go away. Oh, I actually do have to grab from that egg. Never mind. It's the nest that I don't want to do. It's the egg that I do have to do. Okay, I get it. We're just gonna let this dodo chase us around here. There's a number of them. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get this. No. Holy shit, come on, guys. Oh my god, this isn't what I want. This Fate is murdering me. Oh man, am I gonna... So this is a hunt creature out here. I should be okay to just come over here and snag this egg. Okay. Yeah. Oh, come on, Dodo, go away. Don't do it. That was very close. You know what? Let's run on over here first. We'll turn this in. Part of me thinks it's going to end up getting me to run here and then run back down here anyway, so we might as well run here now, get that dealt with. But that's another example. I've already brought this up a couple times. During this series alone, you've already seen 2 or 3 times now where sometimes the game will just drop a Fate right on top of where your quest is supposed to be. I am not the biggest fan of that. Because then it makes the Fate almost required. It's not necessarily required, but it's, you know, it feels that way because it's right on top. So you either have to do the Fate to get rid of it, or you have to run around all the enemies and they can harass you while you do that stuff. Back to Swift Perch, eh? Looks like I was right. Wait, hold on. Oh, up here, okay. Alright, we'll put down the iron brazier. Now we're messing with it for some reason. Obtain a bomb claw. There we go. There we go. Now it's got us running back to Swift Perch that we're going to be incredibly lazy and just teleport to, because that's just the kind of mood I'm in right now. Apparently this turban is somehow better for me and my physical stats than the helmet I was wearing was. There we go, that's a good look for us, eh? Master Limza Laminza. I wonder if I'm wrong. It might be down here. That might be where I'm thinking about. I forget the name right now. It starts with an M. But I think maybe that's where I need to be in order to do the first leave. Not sure. Yeah, Morabee Dry Docks. That could be it. Oh, well, we'll find out later. Where are we going? Down here. So the aft castle, okay. I have an interesting idea for what I want to do with all these class quests later on. Leaves of Swift Perch. Maybe that's the thing I have to pick up. Okay, why am I running this way? I literally almost triggered a loading screen because I wasn't paying attention. Maybe this is the one I have to pick up. Leaves of Swift Perch. Hey, we got some new boots. There we go. Looking nice and blue and snazzy. And now they want us to go to Morabee. Do I have the Crystal Attune? I do not. OMG. That's going to take a little while. Yeah, so, okay, we got to go to Lower Lanasia. Which is right here. I was gonna run to a teleporter, but I guess it's just right here, so I won't do that. And we got a little bit of a run in front of us here. There's actually a quest here. Not really enough time to be doing quests, so what I'll do is I will run over to Morabee. I will pick up all the quests along the way, including all these. Because I've actually decided I'm going to keep doing some side quests for a while. I mean, I'm not necessarily out-leveling them by a huge margin. This one's level 11 and I'm level 14, so, you know, it's a little bit of an over-level, but not totally out of the picture to do it, so we'll get her done. Oh, here we go. Got another hunting log entry here. Hopefully we'll find some... I'm sure we'll find some more of those as we run around out here. Okay, whatever. I was thinking about it, but now I'm just like, whatever. Is he down there? I don't know. He's around somewhere. We'll come back and we'll do this this quest next time. So, today is Friday. So what that means is that I will not be recording on the weekend, because my plan right now is to continue with some of the... not all of the series I've started are going to continue. I've already chopped out The End Is Nigh. Thinking about chopping out Half-Life 2, which is a little disappointing, but it's just not really getting the traction that I thought it would, and I just can't justify the time spent on that series. But Dark Souls 3, Pyre, and Pillars of Eternity are all going to continue for now, and those videos are going to be coming out on the weekends, whereas... right now, I'm going to be focusing a little bit more on Final Fantasy XIV during the week, so you can get daily videos of that throughout the week. That is the hope, anyway. And I'm really not sure what I'm going to do with World of Warcraft, because I still like the idea of sort of having like a leveling series going on both of them side by side, but if I'm being honest with myself, my enjoyment for that game compared to this game, it's not even comparable. So now part of me is thinking about just doing this one instead, you know? Which is hard to bear because it would mean that that's just yet another series that I've started and I'm not going to finish. So let me know what you guys think. If you've made it this far in the video, let me know what you think I should do with the World of Warcraft stuff, because I know that some people were enjoying watching it. And if you will continue to enjoy watching it, if there's, you know, enough people to sort of justify putting the time into. And remember, time that goes into World of Warcraft is time that is taken away from this game. So if you would rather see this over World of Warcraft, let me know. If you would rather see them both, then let me know. And if you'd rather anything else, let me know as well. Obviously, I'm open to suggestions from everybody, and I'm trying to find the perfect balance, and the perfect balance doesn't seem to exist, but hopefully every time I make little changes like this, we will get closer and closer to finding that perfect balance. Oh, here we go. We're about to get like the best damn armor set in the whole game. Yeah. I didn't actually mean to like zoom right in there, but there you go. Look at us. And there's a chest piece that goes with it that we will get a little bit later on. Okay, I did a tune there. So, that said, we are going to end this video. So I wanted to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. As I've said 100 times already, I'm super happy to be back. Look at this. This, by the way, is going to be the thumbnail for the next episode, so I hope you guys are ready for that. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.